in Columbia, South Carolina, visiting Mill Creek Greenhouses. I'm with Lori Watson, and I think you love plants as much as anyone in South Carolina. And there are so many wonderful outlets in South Carolina, so many passionate growers. What makes Mill Creek Greenhouses a little different from some of the other places that we visit?
We like the unusual plants.
And I think one of the ones that you said you particularly like, you like vines, and there are a couple of those that are great fun.
We have the Jasmine. It's a Chinese Jasmine, Fiona Sunrise. Blooms are sort of insignificant, but it stays, the foliage is gold all summer, and it has green stems in the winter. We love the honeysuckles here. We have the new peaches and cream, the honeybell, the mandarin that blooms a little bit of orange, looks like a mandarin orange almost.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I think what's fun about those is we can weave them through other plants and really extend the interest season for our garden, can't we?
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got annual houses and perennial houses, and I know we're all kind of, oh, what are we going to do because we can't plant the regular impatiens anymore. What are some of the options we have so we can still have a beautiful shade garden?
For bedding, the begonias, your green leaf, bronze leaf, your terrinias upright, the trailing terrinia for more pots and things like that, and even ground cover. Brownia is a beautiful plant that we researched in January. White and blue, it can take shade. Chrysandra is a beautiful orange apricot flower.
And I think you said that one gets some height on it.
It does.
I'm real excited to see that in the garden.
Yeah, you'll love it.
And then also you've got all kinds of succulents, and I think we forget it's so hot and humid, and those succulents can really fill a niche in South Carolina gardens, can't they?
They do. We love one, the copper penny, because it just roots everywhere, stays evergreen all winter, gets sort of a orange cast, copper cast to it.
We often don't think of using them as ground covers to fill
No.
it, but they have a lot of them fill that space perfectly, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. One of my favorites is the Leaf Hydrangeas, and it looks like you've got a good selection of those here.
It's one of our favorites because of that burgundy foliage in the fall. They can do sun or shade. My personal favorite is Snowflake. Love Snowflake because it's a double bloom, and you can tell it a lot more from Alice because of the double florets in it. I also like the peewee and the Sight's dwarf. They stay a little bit shorter.
Because in the home landscape now, so many people are looking for something that's a little bit smaller, and you have a dwarf grandfather graybeard.
Yes,
Tell me
we got
about
it.
that.
We got it from McMahon's nursery in Georgia, and he always does the unusual, but it's a very dwarf, garden-worthy, little upright, Grancy graybeard that everyone loves to see blooming.
Well, and then you also have one of the Chinese Grancies that has an unusual growth habit.
Yeah, Tokyo Tower. If you have a place on the side of your garage and you just go straight up and down, 15 by 3.
I think there's a viburnum for almost every need in the garden, and you've got great ones for foliage, but then also this time of year, how can we forget about the ones that bloom so beautifully? Tell us about this big old fella that's back here.
Yeah, most people refer to this as a Chinese snowball. It's a viburnum that can take full sun to bloom. Water, but drought tolerant once established. It can bloom on new wood, old wood. It's a beautiful, it'll even rebloom in the fall. That is outstanding. It looks like a hydrangea in full sun.
And speaking of hydrangeas, I think you've got a pretty big selection of those too. Do you try to keep up with the new ones so that you can always offer something that's unusual to people?
We do. The shade hydrangeas, this year we've got in the new Everlasting series. One of my personal favorites is the Niagara, the hydrangea Niagara with the black stems, just beautiful once it's full grown. And we also have the Nightingale, which is a lace cap, and a nursery out in Georgia. It's one of the growers' favorite lace caps, but it stands way above the foliage and it's big.
Ooh.
And beautiful deep green foliage.
Oh.
Beautiful deep green foliage,
Well,
Nightingale.
I think South Carolinians sometimes forget that there's so many things that we can plant in our yard that we can eat. What can you offer us in that category?
The figs are easy. We've got the white figs, the black figs, the LSU purple. We have the blueberries and the persimmons and pomegranates. We even have the new little brazzleberries coming to independent garden centers. Right now we have raspberry shortcake, which is a raspberry that only gets about 2 by 3, full-size sweet fruit in a pot, thornless and disease resistant. In-town gardening.
It just sounds wonderful. And I feel like I've had my dessert visiting here with you today. And I know other people would like to find out more about your greenhouse. So would you please tell us how they can do that?
Yes, they can call 803-776-0441 to the greenhouses here, or find us on our website, millcreekgreenhousescolumbia.com, or we're on Facebook.
Well, I'm going to go right home and like you on Facebook.
Thank you.
Because I've had a great time. Thank you.
Thanks.